This magnificent hilltop affords me views over great swathes of southern England, and it's from this viewpoint that you can make out one of Britain's foremost buildings. What is it, and where am I? All will be revealed very shortly. On today's show, I'm looking for a high and mighty property for a couple who have great expectations. And in our first house, we run headlong into trouble. Uh-oh, we have a problem, Houston.
That is a problem.
But thankfully, the mystery house provides some light relief. You've been smiling nearly all the way through, I think, haven't you?
I know.
Which is a first for you, anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm in the Chilterns, a range of hills that stretch for around 47 miles and actually take in 4 counties, one of them being this one, Buckinghamshire. Just behind me you can probably make out the Prime Minister's country retreat, Chequers. Very nice too. It's been used by Prime Ministers since 1921, when it was gifted to the nation by Lord Leah Fareham, who believed that regular exposure to the high and pure air of the Chiltern Hills and Woods would lead to a saner government. I think we should take a vote as to whether that's actually happened. Situated to the northwest of London, the Chilterns are an area of outstanding natural beauty, which begin in Oxfordshire's Thames Valley and stretch northeast through Buckinghamshire, Bedfordshire and into Hertfordshire. Swathed in beech trees and chalk downland, the Chiltern Hills are a haven for wildlife watchers, ramblers and cyclists. To the northeast of the region are the Dunstable Downs, which feature the famous chalk lion carved into Bison Hill. It's a landmark that pinpoints the zoo at nearby Whipsnade. And for beautiful places to live, there's villages like Hadnam, which is one of the most picturesque in the Chilterns, winning the Best Kept Village accolade on several occasions. It's also the home of the much-loved Aylesbury duck. Of the 4 counties that the Chilterns straddle, Hertfordshire and Buckinghamshire are the most expensive. Here, an average detached property will set you back around £480,000. The same sort of property in Oxfordshire, well, it's £100,000 cheaper. But the best value for money comes in Bedfordshire, where a similar property is £190,000 cheaper than those in Bucks and Herts. So, here's what's currently on the market. This 3-bedroom period property in Wheeler End Common, a conservation area, could be yours for £320,000. Dating back to 1750, it boasts original features such as exposed brick and stonework and a pretty cottage garden. For £650,000, you could be living in this 3-bedroom property in Chalfont St Peter, with a large, attractive modern kitchen and generously sized reception rooms for entertaining. It also comes with planning consent for a 2-storey side extension and half an acre of land. And if your pockets are deep, you could be the owner of this character 4-bedroom cottage in Chalfont St Giles. At £835,000 and with a superb family room converted from an old barn, it's been beautifully modernised throughout, whilst retaining every bit of its time-honoured charm. A lovely selection there, don't you think? Well, it's time to meet today's buyers and find out why they want to escape to the country. Michelle and Robin have spent 30 years living the city life in Hereford. While Robin has retired from his job working with adults with learning difficulties, business coach and trainer Michelle is still racking up the miles behind the wheel, commuting to work in London and the Chilterns. So a move is definitely needed to get a better work-life balance.
We'd like to move to the Chilterns because we've been there a few times for various reasons and it's beautiful. Its proximity for me for the M40 is absolutely perfect. So we can be in the countryside and in 2 minutes' time I can be on the road to work. So it's got the best of everything for us.
So if Michelle can reduce her driving time in this move, she'll get more time to spend with Robin and their 2 Dalmatians, and they'll both have the chance to indulge in hobbies old and new.
I want to get involved in the local community. I love farmers markets and going around and looking at nice new food shops and finding local sources for really good quality food. So there are lots of things that I want to do once I've got the time to do them.
Once we get to the country, I would like to continue with some of my current pursuits, i.e. shooting, that sort of thing. And perhaps I would love to go back to horse riding again.
Robin does a huge amount of cooking. I do loads of baking. He makes jams and jellies and pickles, and we would love a bigger kitchen, so that would be great.
They've been in their very large 4-storey family house for almost 20 years, but now their children have all flown the nest, they're planning to downsize. Although I'm not actually sure they've quite got their heads around it, as big still seems to be better.
I like space. I'd like a big bedroom with lots of wardrobe space, which I have currently.
And I would like a large garden. I've got quite a small garden here, but I am a very keen vegetable gardener, and up until this year, when I couldn't do it for health reasons, I had about a third of an acre of land as a vegetable garden somewhere else.
And with the wish list nailed down, there's just one more thing to confirm, and that's the finances.
Our budget for this move is £500,000.
So we have the length and breadth of the Chilterns to focus our property search, with one of Robin and Michelle's favourite locations being Thame in Oxfordshire. We've got some stunning houses to show them, but as ever, they'll have to guess the price of each before I reveal it. The last offering is, of course, our mystery property, which I'm hoping might make them have second thoughts about heading for the hills. Robin, Michelle, welcome to the Chilterns.
Thank you.
How are you?
Very well, thank
Looking
you.
forward to this?
Excited.
Yeah, very much.
So you imagine yourself in the Chilterns now, and you've got the house of your dreams. How are you going to be spending your days?
Well, I've always wanted to fly, so I was thinking I'd have flying lessons.
Wow. What do you want to do?
I love to garden. I also love to cook. And so if I can have a good-sized garden and a good-sized kitchen, I'll be pretty happy.
Sounds idyllic. What are you looking for in this house?
High ceilings, obviously.
She's not that tall.
Not the little thatch cottage look whatsoever.
Somewhere detached would be nice, but we don't know how much we can have for our budget.
So the budget, has it changed at all?
No, the budget's still around about £500,000.
Roundabout.
I guess we might be able to stretch to £525,000 at a push, but we would be happiest at 500,000.
Well, listen, we've got 2 properties to show you, and the mystery property, of course, which you'll either love or hate. So should we get going? Let's fly, come on. So with their maximum budget at a potential £525,000, space is the main priority on Robin and Michelle's wish list. They'd like a large kitchen to bake and create in, a dining room for entertaining, 3 to 4 bedrooms, lots of wardrobe space for Michelle, and a large garden for Robin. Now this downsizing malarkey, do you reckon you honestly will be able to do it?
I think we have to, so yeah, I think we will be able to do it. It might be a little painful at times, but we will do it.
So you're not hoarders or anything like that?
I'm one of 7 children. You can imagine what my childhood household was like. So I'm actually a very tidy person.
We're starting our house search in Oxfordshire, 5 miles south of Thame in the village of Purton, a community consisting of only 60 houses. It's just 5 minutes from the M40 for Michelle's commute. There's also a church and a market garden for all of Robin's vegetable supplies. Our first property is a uniquely shaped cottage in a very peaceful setting. So what do you think of this quiet country lane?
Lovely.
You can stop in your tracks. Yeah. Come over here.
Pretty good.
This is it.
Wow.
200-year-old flint and brick cottage.
Ah, great.
Used to be called Cheese Cottage.
Did it?
Yeah.
Because?
Because it's an unusual shape. It's a triangular shape. And it used to serve the old vicarage that was next door.
Really?
Yeah.
What was cheese?
Servants, dear.
Oh,
Servants.
right, very good.
So what do you think, first impressions?
Not at all, as I was expecting, so I don't really know, actually. I'm just keen to get inside and see what it's like.
Big smile on your face.
But
Big smile on this one's face.
Yeah,
What about
absolutely. Yeah. I'm just very practical. I'm already looking at very small windows, and we do like natural light.
you? Okay. Well, do you want to go in and have a look?
I'd
then?
love to.
Let's go.
Excellent.
Well, I'm not sure about Robin, but Michelle's first impressions of this property are quite positive. Let's see if they're happy with the space inside. Come on in. Bit of a tight squeeze. Thank you. It's still happy. There's one big test now as we move you forward.
Yeah.
Oh, we can clear it.
Yeah, I can indeed. Excellent.
So what do you think? They've got it as the dining room at the moment.
As a dining room, it's a little bit small. It's nice.
Yes.
It's nice as an entrance hall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit small as a dining room.
It's quite difficult for us because our current one's 5 metres by 5 metres, so...
You're going to have to forget about that.
We are.
I know. It's really
That's going to be really hard, isn't
It's
it?
very difficult to put it behind you there.
Yeah, you've got to close that Hereford door firmly.
But nice. Let's see some more.
Okay, yes, boss. I thought you was the boss you are, not you. Roles reversal. Oh. Well, now I know who's in charge. I can only hope that she's impressed with the next reception room. I always love your kind of nervous smile. You're not quite sure what to say.
No.
What do you think? It is lighter, isn't it? Yeah. See, told you. What do you think?
A little bit underwhelmed.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd really like this room.
Did you? No.
What don't you like?
It feels a bit claustrophobic to me.
Gosh, okay. Would your furniture fit in here?
Yes, it probably would.
No.
No?
The sideboard is...
Oh, the sideboard wouldn't.
I can tell I'm going to need counselling after this.
I can provide that.
Oh, can you? Oh, brilliant. Well, you're the cause of it, so you might as well help me out as well.
all the furniture apart from our one sideboard, which is 12 foot long.
Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
Plenty more to see, so come on, let's go.
Let's go.
As the kitchen in this property leads straight into the garden, we'll be looking at that a bit later. But first, we're heading upstairs. Off the hallway on the first floor, there's one double guest room with traditional exposed timbers. These also feature throughout the other 2 slightly smaller bedrooms. And they even put in an appearance in the large family bathroom. But I'm showing Robin and Michelle where they could be resting their heads. Come through here, this is the master.
Okay.
Double aspect, what do you reckon? Uh-oh, we have a problem, Euston.
That is a problem.
This will be your bedroom,
Right.
Michelle. And oh, please, it wasn't that. He's also trying to elongate himself a lot.
Okay.
What do you reckon?
It's light.
It is?
For me, it's a little bit small.
Right, OK.
So, although I guess for the type of cottage, I suppose it isn't a small room. If it were our bedroom, it would feel like it was too small for us.
Well, sadly, the bedroom hasn't scored too highly on the size front, but maybe they'll be happier in the high-ceilinged kitchen with its garden access. So this is it, your kitchen.
Okay.
Wow. Nice and light. High
It is,
ceiling.
yeah.
Yeah. Ceiling's good. Best ceiling we've seen so far.
Absolutely the best.
Can you imagine yourself creating a masterpiece here?
No.
Do you want to think about it?
No.
What's the problem?
It's a strange shape. It's not big enough.
I think it's a nice space. I think it's a nice size room. It's not huge, but again, it's in keeping with the cottage. And I like the fact that it's light, and I like the fact that you've got doors straight out into the garden, which is really nice.
Well, let's head out into that garden.
Okay, that'd be
and
fantastic.
we can talk some money.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Outside, I'm not sure there's enough space to squeeze in a small vegetable plot for Robin, but it's a pretty and well-cultivated garden, so I'm hoping it might appeal. I'll say now, it's not going to take long to tour the garden.
No.
No, very small. Absolutely beautiful.
It's
Isn't it
beautiful.
just, yeah?
It's lovely.
Yeah, tremendous.
very
Lovely
pretty.
little
Is
garden.
it too small for you?
It is too small.
Miles
Yeah.
too small. But it is a lovely little garden.
OK. I think we should talk money.
Okay.
Who's going to go first?
Knowing our budget, I would have thought £450,000.
Right,
£360,000.
£1,000.
Yeah.
You're both way off the mark.
Right.
It's the top end of your budget, £525,000.
Wow.
Crikey.
Okay.
That is a surprise.
It gives you an indication of what your money gets you.
It does.
OK, well, listen, you haven't seen all the house,
No.
so go and have a good look around. You may venture into a room that might change everything.
Okay.
Tell you what, I'll be by the front door. I'll meet you there.
Okay, thank you.
Take your time.
All right.
Okay.
See you later.
Right at the top end of their budget of £525,000, this property has everything they're after, if on a slightly smaller scale than they might like. There are 4 bedrooms, characterful entertaining rooms, a high-ceilinged kitchen, and a pretty cottage garden.
Overall, I thought the house was beautifully presented. I can see it would appeal to a lot of people. It just doesn't really appeal to me. One of the things I suppose is concerning me now is if this is the typical price for a Chilterns property, then we may have to rethink.
I thought the house was a lovely little cottage, but it's not for me. It's extremely depressing to hear the value of properties in this area. So I would think if that's fundamentally the sort of range of prices, or what we get for our range of price, we're in the wrong area.
Hope Robin hasn't banged his head. Let's get him out. They've had long enough. Ah, here they come. Don't tell me. Too small. Yeah? OK. Listen, there's plenty more to see, so onward and upward. Follow me. Come on. Situated on the South Buckinghamshire border of the Chilterns, the town of Marlow prospered thanks to its position on the River Thames. Once the power behind the town's mills, today the river is home to a yearly regatta that typically features around 200 crews. The local rowing club, founded in 1871, has produced many Olympic oarsmen, including 5 times gold medalist Sir Steve Redgrave. Just outside Marlow is Wickham Air Park, and as both Robin and Michelle are keen to learn to fly, we've sent them to meet experienced pilot Sandra Hine of Airways Flying School for their first ever flying lesson.
Hi.
Hello, I'm Sandra.
Hi, Sandra. I'm Michelle.
Hi, I'm Rob.
Hi, Rob. So there seem to be lots of different flying machines around. What are they all?
There's lots of helicopters based here and gliders. There's over 100 gliders based here, and a lot of fixed-wing aircraft as well, and that's what you're going to be flying today. It's a Piper Warrior fixed-wing aircraft.
Oh, fantastic. How exciting.
Yeah.
With the weather only allowing time for one lesson today, it's Michelle who's elected to take the hot seat.
OK, Michelle, so you're going to be flying the aircraft today.
I am.
And this is a picture of the cockpit here.
OK.
And we're on runway 35 today. I'm going to do the takeoff and the initial climb out. And then having done that, I'm going to hand over control to you so that you can fly the aircraft.
OK.
OK?
Yes.
So,
would it be obvious what I have to do?
Yeah, so I'm now going to tell you what you need to do. When I'm flying the aircraft, I'll say I've got control. When I want you to fly the aircraft, Michelle, I'll say you've got control.
OK.
And what I want you to do then is to rest your feet on the bottom bits of the pedals there.
OK.
And take control with your left hand of the control yoke.
OK.
And when you've done that, then you can say to me, I've got control.
The plane is controlled by the elevator at the rear and the ailerons under the wings and the rudder on the tail, all regulated from the cockpit. Moving the central control yoke back brings the nose of the plane up, and moving it forward alters the pitch so the nose goes down. Well, with her briefing complete, it's time for Michelle to take her place in the cockpit.
Golf X-ray Tango, Roger. Enter and backtrack runway 06, line up and wait.
When she heads down the runway, Michelle's plane will reach a speed of up to 90 miles an hour before ascending to 4,000 feet and cruising at around 125 miles an hour.
Michelle, if you just put your feet on the bottom bits of the pedal there.
Yep, they're there.
OK, push with your left foot. That's how you steer it. Push with your right foot. OK, so that's how you steer the aeroplane.
Okay.
If Michelle and Robin decide to become fully fledged pilots, they'll need to have at least 45 hours flying experience, the minimum required by the Civil Aviation Authority. But if you haven't got the thousands of pounds and the amount of time needed to become a pilot, you could just opt for a trial lesson, which costs under £100.
And just use the controls, left to go left, right to go right, just keeping that attitude. That's good. Excellent. OK, we're going to close throttle now. We'll stop the descent, and we're trying to hold it level, and then we're pulling back just to try and stop it from landing. Well done.
There are currently 137 licensed airfields in the UK, and planes like this one have the range to get you to France for lunch and be back home for dinner.
Hi. It was
Survived
wonderful.
then?
It was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, good. Glad you enjoyed it.
I really did.
And with Michelle safely touched down, it's chocks away for the rest of our property search. We've travelled close to the historic West Hertfordshire town of Berkhamsted, which is just off the A41, around 26 miles from London. It has all the necessary amenities, such as a pub, shop and post office. Just a few minutes away in the hamlet of Northull stands our second property, which is Grade 2 listed and dates right back to 1540. So,
Wow.
this is it. How do you fancy living in a house that was around when Henry VIII was on the throne?
Whoa, this looks amazing.
Just before we go in, a little quiz for you. What do you reckon this place was originally?
Inn.
Yeah, coaching in.
It's been a coaching inn.
Yeah.
It's been a farmhouse.
Right.
Post office?
It hasn't been a post office,
Oh,
actually.
is it not?
It was
Very
a
disappointing.
house of ill repute, by all accounts.
Was it?
Yes.
Any ghosts?
Excellent.
Any ghosts?
We'll find out, won't we?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if we will this time.
Maybe we'll be able to lay a few ghosts to rest. That'd be
lead
nice.
the way.
Come on, let's go. Well, good to see they're both in high spirits about this property, but will it be big enough inside to keep them smiling? Come on in.
Thank you.
Mind your head, OK? That's the warning. Mind your head.
Oh, wow.
It's good, isn't it?
Fantastic. Amazing place.
I think that's the first genuine whoa happy smile I've seen from
because
you.
I wanted to say wow, but I haven't been able
Feeling of
to.
space.
Yeah, definitely.
Breathe.
Lots to tell you about.
Okay.
200-year-old flooring.
Amazing.
You've got the original beams.
Yeah.
You've got a good-sized office through there, which doesn't have to be an office, of course. It
Yeah,
can be whatever you
but I
want.
need an office, that's
Right,
great.
well, handy. Lovely little reception light in the area
Yeah, that
reception.
looks lovely.
And then this multi-fuel burner, which
Wow,
heats the
that's good.
house through the winter.
Fab.
What do you think?
Yeah. Good.
You've gone a bit quiet.
I'm thinking.
Oh, go on then. Tell us what you're thinking.
Fantastic room there with all the sunlight.
Yeah, it feels spacious and it feels much more right,
Should've
much more like
use
us.
that word.
OK.
Yeah.
Oh, good. You're saying all the right things, and you
I am.
almost are as well.
Yeah, you might
absolutely.
have 2 out of 2.
Well, that sounds suspiciously like full marks to me. Can we keep it up, I wonder? You've got another good-sized reception room here
Okay.
with the other
Okay.
side of the wood burner, and that's an addition from the 80s, which
Okay.
they use as a playroom, which is a great size.
Yeah.
They use this in the winter as a little reception room, and
Yeah,
then in the
'cause it's
summer
sort of
they use that
cosy,
one.
and
Yeah,
that one's
it's
light and
more
bright.
cosy, isn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, what did you say about the kitchen in the last property again?
It's too small.
Yeah, you're not going to say that here.
Okay.
Excellent.
Ah, now this is a good size kitchen.
Ah, this is a cool
This is
kitchen.
lovely.
It's great, isn't it?
Oh, fantastic. Isn't it
Pretty
amazing?
good, yeah.
Pretty good.
Big units, yeah.
Nice
Yeah,
ceiling.
walk under it.
light.
Yeah, terrific.
This would suit
Yeah,
us.
fantastic.
Oh, good, so you just ticked the box, said, yeah, fine, that's
Oh,
fine.
there you go.
So
Big-
far,
you
so
get a
good.
big tick in this box.
Yeah, definitely. We love it. Absolutely love it.
So it's top marks downstairs, which really piles the pressure on upstairs. Can this house deliver? Well, I think so. There's 3 good-sized bedrooms with exposed timbers, one currently being used as a study. There's also a family bathroom with shower cubicle and 3 windows, surely enough for light lovers Robin and Michelle. But I've left the 4th and best bedroom to last.
Oh, wow. Did Anne Boleyn sleep in there?
Yeah, last night, apparently. Yeah, she had a very comfortable sleep.
Did she? It's absolutely amazing.
Current owner says it's very, very romantic. Lying in bed, don't worry, I'm not going to get rude of you. With this open, nice
Right.
big fire there.
And Cupid over your head.
Cupid over your head and
Yeah.
your sound system here. Belting out Alan Jones's greatest hits.
Absolutely.
Oh, God,
What
wouldn't that be
else?
lovely?
What
I can
else?
imagine
Tina
myself
Turner.
there like, oh, thanks a lot. You had to go and spoil it, didn't you? What do you think?
Lady Gaga.
I think it's very unusual.
And look how high up the ceiling
Oh,
is,
yes.
Robin.
Might be a little difficult to appreciate that when I'm out cold from hitting my head on there. But apart from that, it's a fantastic room.
It is amazing.
I'm glad you like it.
Yeah.
So that's probably as much high praise as we'll get from Robin. We're heading off back downstairs. Mind your head, Robin. To have a look at the potential for growing vegetables outside. There's about 1/3 of an acre here with plenty of outbuildings for gardening equipment, as well as 2 good-sized lawns. But will that be enough? So this is the closest I can get to my friends in the field there. Would this be big enough for your vegetable plot?
This bit here?
Yeah.
Probably not, but there's plenty of other space around.
So listen, you've seen the plot now, basically. What do you think?
I think it's absolutely fantastic. For me, everything is pretty much as we would like it to be.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing house.
It is.
We need to talk about if you can afford it, of course.
Well, we can dream.
Well, you may not have to dream. Go on, what do you think it's currently on the market for?
495.
£495,000, OK.
I would say 500.
500,000.
It's a kind of a hopeful 500.
You're right, bang on the money. Well
Yes.
done. Take the rest of the day off.
Oh, thank you.
£500,000, which gives you a
Right.
little bit of money to do with it what you want.
Yeah, I'm
Brilliant, yeah.
quite encouraged.
Well, listen, you go and take it all in, go and
Okay.
have a good look around.
Okay.
And I'll catch up with you later.
Okay.
How's that?
Perfect.
I'll be out here sunbathing.
Enjoy yourself.
I will.
Okay.
Well, I think if it was up to Michelle, I think we may have a sale on our hands. She's gone down that property really being ruled by her heart. But it's Robin. He's really concerned about the low beams. And I suppose quite rightly, being a 6'5" or wherever he is. But I also get the impression that I'm not sure that our Robin is ready to fly the nest just yet. The nest he's in, that is. So, well within their budget at £500,000, this property has 4 characterful bedrooms, a very spacious entertaining area, a large kitchen diner, and 1/3 of an acre of grounds for growing Robin's veg.
Robin?
Yeah?
I've just found your workshop. Come and see this. Yeah. Look. Look.
Oh, crikey, yeah, it would do.
This would do, wouldn't it?
Old Land Rover wheel.
It'd be brilliant.
Yeah, it would do.
Yeah. So we've got an office for me and a workshop for you. How cool is
There's
that?
another little building over there as well.
Is there?
Yeah.
Amazing. I thought the house was absolutely amazing. It's got so much about it. It's light, it's bright, it's very big. It's so good. I'm kind of wondering if we've missed something and there's something not right about it. You seem to get so much for your money here. It's incredible. I can't think of anything I don't like about it.
House, tremendous. Fantastic house, yeah. Sadly, we seem to have had a sort of deja vu with the doorways. And some of them are very low. Not a little bit low, but very low.
Well, you took your time. I gave up on the sunbathing because it's got a bit
Did
nippy.
you? It is a little bit nippy now, yeah.
Listen, I'm not even going to ask you what you thought of
Okay.
it. Second look around. You've seen 2 very different properties
have.
today, so I think we'll call it a day.
Okay.
Go back to base and then start again with joy in our hearts tomorrow. How's
Okay.
that?
Very
Absolutely.
good.
Come on.
Excellent.
As evening falls over the Chiltern Hills, it marks the end of a very enlightening first day of house hunting. Retired Robin and his business coach wife Michelle are looking to improve her work-life balance with a move from Hereford to the Chilterns. So far, we found out what they don't like in a property, with low beams top of the list. But coming up, our mystery house could give them everything they want.
Oh, wow. Can I see this?
That's a lot bigger than I thought.
Isn't it lovely?
And I have a spooky experience under the Chiltern Hills. It's a brand new day and our search continues to find Robin and Michelle their dream property here in the Chilterns. Now, they really loved the location of the first property yesterday, but not the house itself. And even though the second location wasn't ideal, Michelle did get quite excited about the house. The big problem has been Big Robin. He keeps banging his head when he walks through any door. So for the mystery property, we're going to give him a helmet. If only life were that simple. We're actually going to find out if they have set their minds on the Chilterns and whether Michelle's heart can rule Robin's bruised head. Here we are, brand new day.
Yes.
Fresh as daisies.
Yes.
What do you hope the mystery property is going to be?
A small detached castle on high ground with a lake and perhaps 10 acres would be fantastic.
I
Yeah.
can just tell you it's not that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no, I'm disappointed.
Okay.
Well, all will be revealed very shortly. We're close.
Are we?
Yes. For our third house, we think we've found exactly what our buyers are after in a property. But to get the size of garden they want for their budget, we've had to move further up the M40 motorway, away from the Chilterns, to the historic Warwickshire village of Ladbroke. It's home to a 13th century church and offers amenities like a pub and a village hall. While it's outside our search area and some distance from the Chilterns, the mystery house is still only 10 minutes from the M40, useful for Michelle, although her commute will be significantly longer. That means it's a gamble, but it will be worth it if we've found the perfect home. So the one thing you said to me was, really don't want a thatched cottage.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct.
It's not that then. It's this one.
Very good. That's a relief.
Relief from this one.
Great relief. Yeah.
This is it.
That looks very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
great.
looks really interesting.
Used to be a 2 up, 2 down, 1640 it dates to.
Amazing.
And the current owners have been here for about 32 years and they've renovated and extended.
Okay.
And I must say, it's absolutely immaculate inside.
it?
Yeah. Should we get in?
Let's go in.
Yeah,
Come on.
Fantastic.
I hope you're smiling at the other end. And I'm sure they will be when they get to see inside this cottage.
Mind your head?
I like the way you gingerly walk into a room,
I'm not quite sure.
step into the unknown.
Yeah, it is a bit.
So this is one of your reception rooms. There's
Okay.
another one through there. This
Okay.
is the oldest part of the house.
Right.
And as you can see, it's been really well done.
Yeah, how?
What do you think?
I quite like it. It seems nice. It's a
Well,
little...
while you're there, why don't you just pop your head round there?
Okay,
and just
good idea. Oh, wow. Can I see this?
That's a lot bigger than I thought.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah, terrific room.
This would suit us.
But also this room, you know, this part of it feels kind of quite snug.
Yeah.
But you've got that huge dining room
Yeah,
table
that's
down there as
lovely.
well.
Yeah. I like it.
And it's done beautifully, isn't it? You could
Yeah.
move in here straight away.
You could.
So this room seems to suit them, and I think the kitchen has potential to make them feel at home as well. So, Smiler,
Yeah, I like it.
do you?
Yeah, I do. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great.
And
It is quite small, yeah.
it is small, and you could, if you didn't want to have
Come out
this
here.
as an
Take the table
eatery,
away.
and have this as one big
Yeah.
kitchen.
That's gorgeous, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is nice.
Do you think?
It is lovely.
View of the garden. It's got the
Yeah.
range, which heats the water in the house.
Right.
It's a top-of-the-range kitchen. It is
beautiful. I
on
think
the
it's
small
lovely.
side, but there's another plan. Through there's an equally fantastic utility room, food preparation area.
Okay.
You could knock
Not
through.
through. That's definitely a possibility. I like it. I think that it's a workable kitchen.
There's also room for Michelle to work from home in a study off the main hall. So it's looking good downstairs. Robin hasn't hit his head once. Let's see if he can keep it up as we go upstairs. There are 4 good-sized bedrooms with features such as thumb-latched doors, and one of them even has enough space for an office as well as a double bed. They all share the family bathroom, but we're heading for where they might sleep. I was thinking of you here.
Right.
You've got
This
some
is nice.
Georgian windows, again,
Yeah.
very bright.
Yeah, it is
Not
really
double
bright.
glazed, so you can
No.
open the windows. I know they use the expression light and airy a lot, but this is,
It
isn't
is, isn't it? Yeah, it definitely is. It's a very airy room. I like
And
this room.
good ceiling height.
Yeah,
good
excellent
ceiling
ceiling height.
Oh,
And
she spied it.
I've
She
seen it.
spied it. I was wondering how long it would take you to see that. You've got storage all along this wall.
Yeah.
And then you've got your own ensuite, which I think you should go and have a look at.
Okay.
Take it, I get the chest of drawers.
You do. Go and have a look as well,
It's
Robin.
one of the drawers. Oh, wow, this is good. Shower and a bath. It's nice and
Absolutely,
light.
yeah. Shower for me, bath for you. Great.
Wonderful.
Excellent.
You've been smiling nearly all the way through, I think,
Yeah,
haven't you?
I
Which
know.
is a first for you, anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
While they're all smiles, it's time to head out to the garden to see if it's large enough to meet Robin's vegetable growing requirements.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice, isn't it?
It's amazing.
What I love about this garden, you've got that fantastic seating area there.
Yeah.
And it's east-west, so you get the sun all the time.
Right.
And the whole plot is a quarter of an acre.
Right.
And lots of the plots of land around here are very, very large. Lots of the neighbours keep horses.
Right.
It is your typical shooting, hunting, fishing, you know.
Yeah.
I think you'd like it.
It's lovely,
Yeah.
it's quiet.
Yeah.
So let's talk money. What do you reckon it's on the market for?
450.
Cool. Right, £450,000.
550, I would say.
£550,000. Big difference. Why do you think 550?
Because I think there's a lot of house, the grounds are nice, where it's located is good, and it's to such a high spec.
Why do you say 450?
Because I like to get value for money.
You do, don't you?
I do.
Let me tell you that it's currently on the market for £550,000, but it's been on the market at 550 since Christmas. So the current owner will take sensible offers. So
No?
anyway, go and have a look around. Find out exactly which doors you're going to bang your head on, and I'll be around the front somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Okay.
All right
Go
then.
get the coffee on.
I might do if you're a good boy.
That's really good.
Go on, enjoy it.
Okay.
Okay.
So at £550,000, this property is £25,000 above their budget. But if they really like it, then maybe there's a deal to be done. It's got the 4 bedrooms they asked for, loads of wardrobe space for Michelle, a kitchen diner with good potential for expansion, and a third of an acre of garden for Robin.
House is great. Yeah, really liked it. Love the garden. Would like there to be a flat area without trees over it somewhere where I could grow vegetables. And some concerns about geographical position.
I really like this house. It's got a lot of things going for it. So the only thing I would change about it would be the location, because it's not in the ideal spot. For me, I would like to move it a little closer to the part of the Chilterns we want to go to, because we're actually outside of that, we're in Warwickshire. And if it were there, it would be absolutely perfect, and I'd be putting in an offer.
Ah, you made it. No battling?
No battling.
Well, listen, you've seen 3 very different properties, so I reckon we should go and reconvene somewhere else and we'll talk about them all.
Okay,
How's that?
perfect.
That'd be fantastic. Will it be somewhere where they serve coffee?
You're still not a good enough boy. The highest points of the Chiltern Hills are both near Wendover in Buckinghamshire, at Haddington Hill and Coombe Hill, both of which rise to over 850 feet. And as to the lowest, I've got a fair idea about where that might be underground. The Dashwood Mausoleum stands close by St Lawrence's Church, which was built in 1765 for Sir Francis Dashwood as part of his West Wickham estate. It's a vast hexagonal monument built of Portland stone and flint, and 300 feet beneath it lie the caves of the notorious Hellfire Club. The club was a select and secretive gathering of influential and wealthy 18th century gentlemen, including government officials such as the Earl of Sandwich and the artist William Hogarth. Their meetings took place twice a month in this spooky setting. Here to guide me on the descent through the quarter-mile of tunnels is expert Lisa Sheehy.
This is Paul Whitehead's cave. Incredible character. He was the steward and the secretary of the Hellfire Club.
Right.
So he kept all the minutes of these notorious meetings.
Right.
Just before he died, he actually burnt everything, so hence we've got this gap of information as to what went on. The urn that sits in there actually used to take his heart. When he died, he left in his will £50 to Sir Francis, who was a great friend of his, to buy this urn, to provide a housing for his heart that he also left in his will to him.
Right. So the heart's in that urn?
It used to be. Unfortunately, it got stolen. It was taken out and shown around groups of tourists, and unfortunately, one day it did go missing, about 1829, we understand. But then it goes on to the next chapter of Paul's story, in that he's seen walking the tunnels of the caves, looking for his lost heart.
Well, it's been nice talking to you. The club was originally known by the name of the Friars of St Francis of Wickham, a spin on mock religious ceremonies. However, rumours abounded about black magic and debauchery, which resulted in their Hellfire Club nickname.
And so this is our banqueting hall. Wow. It's an incredible structure, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes.
And this is where all the parties would have been held. It's an amazing place. It's 40 feet wide, and we're about halfway down the caves now.
So why have we got these tiny little rooms?
It's recorded in the days of the Hellfire Club. There would have been curtains here, and they would have been used for the friars' private devotions. They had a secret pact between them. They were influential men, and by 1762, the majority of British government was friars. So really, they had a pact that agreed that what went on in the club stayed in the club.
These caves and tunnels were dug on the express orders of Sir Francis Dashwood by local workers, who were paid a shilling a day to create this secret meeting place for him and his Brotherhood of Friars. And the huge amount of chalky rubble they excavated was used to build what we now know as the A40, the road between High and West Wickham. Well, congratulations, you've spooked me. We're part of the Inner Temple.
We are actually at the Inner Temple now. This is the heart of the caves. And this is where the meetings allegedly took place. So we've got some influential men surrounding us here.
Right.
We've got Sir Francis Dashwood, we've got Lord Sandwich, who's the first Lord of the Admiralty, and we've got John Wilkes, who was the big name that really brought down the club in the end.
Right, what do you mean by that?
Well, 1762 was the time when English government was really sort of majority of friars. And of course, we were at war with France. And in 1763, the Treaty of Paris was signed, and John Wilkes was very much against that. So they became on opposite sides of the political sphere, and arguments started. So then they started personal attacks on each other, and these attacks went on very publicly in the media. But really, although they were personal attacks, what it represented was the fact that the secrecy of the club, that they, the bond that they'd all had as brothers, was then blown apart.
And you've mentioned ghosts and the like quite a lot. Has anything ever happened to you?
Lots happened in here. Yeah,
here?
There's lots of odd things. Padlocks get left unlocked when we know we've locked them, and just odd things happen.
Great. I feel a bit spooked though, do you?
It's a little bit spooky, don't
Listen,
you?
thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. After the club's demise, the caves fell into disrepair. They did, however, reopen in the 1950s as a tourist attraction, although the local vicar was heard to issue a warning about the eeriness of the place. Well, he certainly got that right. I tell you, it's great being back in the open air, but I really did enjoy that. Now then, it's time to find out whether Michelle and Robin have been enamoured by any of the properties that we've shown them. Well, look at us, guys, on top of the world. It's nice, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Absolutely beautiful view. I've got to ask you, have you enjoyed it?
Yes, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been good.
Let's talk about the first property. Great location.
Yes, very good location. Just not the property we were looking for.
How come?
It was the kind of property, if I visited someone there, I'd think it was a really nice place for them to live.
Right. OK, the second property, you really liked the house itself.
Yes, the second was a fantastic house for us. The size of rooms were beautiful, it was unusual.
I know that you loved most of the house, actually.
Yeah.
You were really blown over by the kitchen, weren't you?
Yeah, terrific kitchen, yeah. Yeah, really good.
But again, the location wasn't as good as the first property.
No, the location wasn't good.
No, it wasn't.
And because the principal reason for moving, above and beyond anything else, is location, if we compromise on location, it really, we might as well stay where we are. So that is really crucial to the move.
Well, let's talk about the mystery property. Bit of a drive to that one.
It was a mystery.
Yes,
It was.
A bit of a trip.
Mystery
But
boy was
it
2
was-
counters away.
Yes, well, you know,
It was a
but still,
fabulous house.
Yeah,
it was, wasn't it?
It was a really
And
lovely
furnished and all done with really good taste. No, I loved it.
And also,
Terrific
you
place.
were so close to the M40.
Yeah, yeah. I
Another
really liked
30
that.
minutes up it.
Yeah. Yes, I suppose at this stage we need to try and tick as many boxes as we can. I think that house, again, if it was in a slightly different location, we would have been putting an offer in. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
The only reason we showed you it really was because, you know, the further away from
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
perfect location,
absolutely. The
you know,
better
the
value,
cheaper you're going to make
Yeah.
it. But you know, if that property was in the first location, you would literally be paying £200,000 more for it.
Yeah. So I think what we want to do from here on in is have a really good look and see if we can get the best of everything.
In the Chilterns.
And so I think we have to go away and talk about the compromises and decide where the compromises will be, and then carry on looking. But I think that we've really enjoyed looking at the houses. I thought the house today was absolutely lovely, and actually it heartened me.
That's why we
because-
watch the programme, because we love looking at houses.
Yeah.
And I think although it was further away from where we wanted to be, some of the houses we've looked at I wouldn't have thought of looking at. So now it's opened up lots of avenues. So actually I'm quite excited.
Oh, good. Well, I wish you all the best in
Thank
your
you.
search.
Thank you
It's
very
been
much.
lovely meeting
It's
you.
been lovely meeting
You've
you
been great
too.
fun. You
Thank
really
you.
have. And I hope you end up here one day.
Thank you. I hope so too.
It's been great meeting Michelle and Robin, and I wish them well in their hunt to find their dream property. But I think that Robin is already living in his, and unless he finds an exact replica here, he won't budge. The problem is, for their current budget, I doubt this county will come up trumps. So Michelle may be on that dreaded commute for some time yet. I wish them well in their search, and I'll see you next time on Escape to the Country. And if you'd like to escape to the country in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales or England and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show.